Hi Lauren, Radar here with another grounded video. Today's video I'm going to be doing a tour of the Crimson Keep, that big monstrosity you see over there. This was originally my hedge base, which will be linked in the description below if you want to see what it looked like beforehand. There will also be a link for the motel, which you see there. I've changed it, so if you want to see what it looked like beforehand as well, you can do that as well. So we're going to zip line over there now, and I'm going to drop off in the mud. I hope I have a dandelion tucked on, or else it's going to be funny. I do, good. Alright, so they put a giant rock in the middle of the grand staircase from my original hedge-based video. So I built an elevator, along with a wall. A massive wall because, yeah, they wanted to mess up, mess up my stairs. I was going to hide their entire wall. That's what I did. So take the elevator up. Link for the elevator's builds will be in the description as well. That way you guys can check that out if you want. We've got our entranceway with a bunch of stuffed bugs, and somebody's like, you gotta have the Jurassic Park door. Okay. So, big, massive Jurassic Park door. Yes, you can mount things on the doors. Out. Don't tell the devs. Anyway, so we walk in. First thing you see is this is something, a design I kind of expanded on from Karate Choppa. He had a smaller design of the same design, just smaller in size with the soldier ant on it. I already had 2 stuffed bombardiers, so I decided to expand those up a little bit, make them bigger so that the bombardiers would fit, and then I would have them as the entrance decor. Oh, excuse me. All right, so first we have the actual, like, the original base portion, which I'll back this out into photo mode. Originally, the base did not face in the direction this is. It faced towards the yard, but I made some changes. I made it face in this direction. So this is the front. We'll look around the side. You got everything underneath like we did before. Jerky racks for the actual jerky. Water storage. The water has moved. It's upstairs. Pallet storage is still here, and I just filled in the space with mushroom gardens. Oh, excuse me, mushroom gardens, because why not? A couple little decor, a lot of lights. There's extra lights all over this world too. You'll see a bunch of them, especially up there. So now we're gonna go upstairs, and with the new spirally stairs, I had to have a little space there, which you see it just continues on. There's that nice symmetry from the bottom all the way up. We have the water here. Decorative sitting area. Plus, this is where I have all the weapon mounts at. One of these days, we will be able to sit. That is coming to the game. So we'll have little sitting areas make sense eventually. The big pantry, which I will link in the description below, my pantry 2.0 video. And it actually is me in this particular pantry going over all of this. And like I said, I'll link that below. There will be build videos on all the different aspects of this base as they go live on YouTube. They will be linked in the description below. Then come up here, we have the living room area with the flat screen TV, my armor section. I needed something to do with this side over here. Apparently I'm missing a set of ant armor. Okay, I have to go find that. This is like my work area. Technically looks exactly like the area that I'm sitting at right now. I have a light up here. I have a light over there. I have a green light behind me on the green screen. And of course I have 4 monitors in front of me and the PC. Then the his and hers beds. Yes, you can put, right for now, you can put the boxes underneath the bed. That might change in 10.0 because I'm currently in 0.9.2. But 0.10.0, that could change. And yes, that is going to be the numbers for the next update, 0.10.0. That's already been confirmed by game director Adam Brennicky. He confirmed that during a dev stream. All right, so that is the main area for myself, as well as all of this stuff. And then I'm just going to continue going forward, and then we'll go in the opposite direction. So I've already done the Wolf's Head bar video, and that's what this is. If you guys want to build, or maybe we'll check out the build video for this, it'll be linked in the description below. I did have to raise it up off the mud because they made some changes to the terrain over here between 7 and 8.0, which is when I built this was during 7.0. 8.0, they raised the ground underneath. We have a guy who's still sitting on the toilet. His flame is just barely above the mud. So this is the Wolf's Den bar. You got your bartenders, your cook, your kitchen. Your people drinking, that kind of stuff, having a good time. So that is going to be linked in the description below. You guys want to check out the Wolf's Den bar. This is my updated loom room, as program director Robbie Adadero calls it, the loom room. It's the spinners. There's 80 spinners in here, more than enough spinners for a completely full inventory coming out of the hedge, because this is where I do most of my web fiber stuff at. These boxes here are just spacers to keep it nice and clean. As you see, I have 5 and then a space, whether it's a light or a box, and 5 more. And like I said, there's 80 of them in here total. More than your inventory can hold, and that's okay. That's kind of what I want. I'll do a little video on this. This is going to be a simple, quick little build. So this will be a nice... It keeps them clean. The original loom room had them sitting on grass half floors, but they would get kind of crooked and not sit nice and flush. So putting them on the actual foundations like this, they sit much cleaner, much nicer. A lot, it looks better to me. And then we'll go at the back of this right here. I have my mods have their different jobs in the world. What you see in front of you is designed after an old school apothecary, and Miss Lilu is my pharmacy tech, so my legal drug dealer. So this is her apothecary. You have all your store stuffs in the windows. We had, of course, do the Lilu lights, as I call them. It's something she showed me a long time ago, and I've still used them from here and there, and those are the Miss Lilu lights in the windows like that. You have all your stuff in here. I still got to put armor on the armor dummies, but we'll get around to that. For when you're trying on armor, you have the fitting room. That's actually a seat. You can put whatever you don't want, you put back on there. Of course, she has a guard ant. Tables for different things, whatever. Decor. Chairs for if you're waiting for her to brew you a potion. Along with some signage. And then we made some shelves for the back wall. Underneath it in here is, of course, that's an actual table with baskets sitting on it, and then a half shelf in the window itself. So it looks, like you have a whole bunch of glass jars up on the shelves and everything like that. And it was perfectly timed, because while I was building this was when they gave us the ladders, which was perfect. And then we wanted to have a brew area for her when she's brewing stuff. So we have a way to get up to the top of the pot. And after some suggestions by members of my community, He Dog in particular, we found a way to put some heat underneath it. Oh, these don't have anything in it. Where are they? If you're, your wands, because why not? Different decorations. Her doorman, her security guard. We have basic security guard is koi armor in this world. And her apartment. Everybody gets an apartment. She has a closet in the wall. I'm sorry, in the walkway. You can hang up clothes, stuff up top, stuff down low. There is a light up there. Maybe not the brightest, but whatever. Then we have the raised bed area, but apparently I've accidentally hit this bed. Whoops. The TV viewing area. The kitchen. Sink. The quote-unquote stove. Oops. Don't turn on the macro. Trash can and cabinets. And then the bathroom. Complete with toilet, sink, walk-in shower. Most of the bathroom is going to be very similar design to that. But we're still going to check them all out. And then for some reason I left a pallet up here. Oh, because I was still working on the building next door. Let's just take that down. Alright, so that's the apothecary. There'll be a build video on that coming soon. Next to that is the... Oh, what is this? This is the barbershop / salon. And I went for a very kind of open air feel with the roof. So I raised it up and left the middle of it mostly wide open. You ever been to a barbershop or a salon area? They always have stuff for sale in the windows. Then they also have a nice seating area. The higher end ones have the nice cushy chairs. Maybe some magazines to read. Sometimes they have a pet, small little dog thing that sits there with the receptionist. Then you have all your stylists behind their chairs, facing their mirrors. Every now and then they have an infestation now. And of course, this is like the cabinet storage and stuff like that. Oh, my cat was touching my arm. And then I'm not sure what I was going with this here, but I like it. It looks cool. And then, like I said, so you have this 6 stylists all wearing clover. The shop manager slash lead stylist in B. That was Big Mama's request, because this is Big Mama's one of my mods, Big Mama. This is her salon barbershop. We have the lights directly above all of this area. One of them, and I asked people for reference pictures, and they sent me pictures of some barbershops have the shoe area. You know, some of the older school ones where you can sit there and have your shoe shine. So we have this guy in Spider to take care of those. This is actually a quick little build because I went with minimal walls on the second level. So leaving it open like that makes it go really fast. While we're here, I'm going to show you guys what did happen between 7 and 8.0. You see how the ground is not flat anymore down here? Because at one point, the ground was actually a little bit lower than where I'm at right now. That's why this particular mound of mud is glowing. There's 15 lights underneath the ground, and we get just enough light to come through. Or the gentleman who was using the restroom in my Wolf's Head bar originally, who did not make it out. So the eternal flame burns bright for him. I can't turn the thing off. I can't even reach it. So, whatever. Alright. Now, we're making berry leather. Since we can put berry leather on the jerky racks, I decided I want as many jerky racks as I could to completely hold everything if I went and maxed out my inventory. Because, you know, berries are right here by the hedge. So I went with, and I made 2 of these. And it's a pretty simple build. I mean, the roof gets a little funky, but that's kind of what I was going for. If we ever get rain, I'll put a water collector right here in the middle, and that'll funnel water right into it. Hopefully that's how it'll work. And it's literally just the smoke shack. There's 2 of them. And it just jerky racks all the way around. You can obviously use it for whatever you need. I don't use this for jerky itself. Those jerky racks are over in the base over there. This is mostly for berry leather. And it's empty right now because I've been using it a lot in the big giant clover base you see up there in the sky. But I do need to refill it with more berry leather. And there's no back door on this one because it kind of ends right there. We'll get there though. Eventually that'll be opened up, and I might actually just make it a nice clean walkthrough like this. And once again, same thing. I'll put a water collector here if we ever get rain, where that kind of funnels it in. I think there's 72, 74 jerky racks in between these 2 buildings together. That was a lot of bombardiers. A lot of bombardiers. I farmed bombardiers nonstop for quite a while in my world to get all this done. Alright. And I will do a little build video on stuff like this as well. When I do the build video on this, because I'm going to redo the build video since I changed the housing area, I will include this in that build video. Next is the motel. The motel is the old video I had was 2 stories. I added 3 stories, added the fancy stairs to it. The front office there didn't change. The top area, the area above it where you can sit down and eat, that didn't change much. I had issues putting a door here, so I turned this into the office area. Like, some hotels have an area where you can sit and go use the office or the printers if you need to print something. Then I wanted to make a walkthrough with the green lights. I should put some, oh, where are they? These in here to represent vending machine. Turn around backwards. I might actually do that too. Put some vending machines through here, ice machines. That's a perfect spot for it. And then the rooms are all pretty much the same, except it's 3 stories high, and I went with a kind of floating roof look and capped it off with, oh, what is this? The red clay. Because I believe that's the top of that base over there is let's see. Photo mode, let us look. You scout the high areas. Yeah, see, I did the same thing over here. I capped it with clay. So, that's the motel, and like I said, it's 24, 25 rooms, a lot of beds, a lot of boxes. So, and there are bugs that now live underneath the clay, underneath these foundations. So, we have issues with that sometimes. I'm going to go back this way, though. Since I said underneath the foundations, it reminded me that there are hidden areas to this world, to this base, to this thing. First, we have my wife works tech support. She's one of my mods, so she kind of designed this with me. We have her tech support area, the sitting area while you have to wait, her actual office. She has B security people because they have to be specially what is it? I don't know. I don't want to say coded, but clearance. Special. They have to have special clearance. This is her office. We need better tables. And then to get into the actual area, you would swipe your card like you would swipe your card at, to get into a secure area. You would swipe your card between the antenna of that ant head. In you go. And each one of these guys has their own computer, their own double monitor setup, and they're doing whatever they got to do. Apparently one of them was watching hoops. So she kind of sat next to me and kind of helped pick out all this stuff. She wanted the top left open, and we'll do a little build video on that too. Now, we're going to go down this way, and at first it might have looked like an outhouse, and that's not what it is at all. There is an underground area. So we're going to stop right here, because these stairs go all the way down. To the left here, content creator Tiny Pirate Gaming, because he's a pirate, I decided, let's give him a treasure cave. I was trying to put these to go into the thing, it did not work. So, kind of look that way. He just has acorn bits look like kind of like gold nuggets, so I just put them all over the place, everywhere. He even has a wall safe with some gold in it. He's got his bed in here. He's got a couple of chairs, and like I said, unless they make to where these acorn bits despawn, I'm gonna leave it like this. There's several hundred of them in here. If they make them despawn, I'll be sad. But I put them all over the place because I wanted it to look like anything you'd seen in one of those pirate movies where there's just gold everywhere in the treasure cave. I'm trying not to have that go out there. Oh well. This is Tiny Pirate Gaming's his little treasure area, his little treasure cave. And it was something I discovered during 8 or 9, I think 8.0, that you could create little crawl spaces. So you can kind of hide through there. And then we fill in the little, close off half of it, put a little light inside of it. Works quite well. Now to continue on down the stairs. At first I was going for a castle type build. And I was like, you know what, let's have a dungeon. So I put 9 cells down here. And I mean, they're tiny. They're literally a floor and a half. And that's all you get is a bed. And then it's like my mods need jobs. And I figured Rambo Robbie is my first mod, my main mod. I'm going to let him be the mad scientist and have access to the prisoners. I know this is going to get very dark. Sorry. And when I say dark, I mean theme, because he's going to be doing experiments. Because this is his guard. When he comes in, that's his lab coat. That's what he wanted for his lab coat. Then he has his torture chamber. He has the actual inclined bed. When I do the build video for this, I will show the reference picture that shows why I have 5 of these around here. I tried to connect these to all of those, but it would not work. Plus, it kept trying to tag onto the wall there. This is the actual inclined like torture bed where you can have your arms and legs restrained. All of his different instruments. And he just wanted, we put head mounts, and literally I just put them kind of all over the wall. I didn't want to have them in any specific order or design. I just kind of wanted them there. Messes with my OCD, but I don't come here that often. And then, if you guys ever saw that Rambo movie where he's chained to that bed and they're electrocuting him, that's kind of what I was going for with this. And he sent me a picture of an Iron Maiden. Robbie did. Rambo Robbie sent me a picture of Iron Maiden, which is, that cast iron thing where you put you inside of it and they close it. You can see your eyes and there's spikes everywhere, and if you move too much you get poked. Well, couldn't quite do the Iron Maiden, but I could do a closet that looked similar. So I'll put a bunch of these bee wall anchors. Yes, it's a lot of bee stingers. That's a lot of parts. This is a lot of decor, but I wanted to do it. Up here is his lab, in case he doesn't want to go back to his actual apartment. Yes, there are apartments here. He can sleep here if he wants. He has all of his different potions and concoctions in here. I don't remember why I have those up there, but they work, so I'll let him go. If he needs to brew or do anything like that. He loves the fish in my world. I don't know why, but he loves the fish. He also has another guard here, too. So he has a bunch of different things. And there's even a little hidden aphid in here, too. This is Robbie's torture chamber. So there'll be a build video on all, like I said, there's a build video coming on all of this. Now, in old-timey castles, there was always a way out the back to get to the freshwater area. So that's kind of what this door is still. Not that this is the freshest water, but you would have to boil it to be able to drink it cleanly. But that's what this is. So you can come out the back here, and it also allows me an easy way to get down now that Daredevil's been nerfed pretty much into non-existence. You can still use it. It's just not as easy. So you can come out this way with a pallet and go get either grass or those dandelions over there. Or you can come out this way or get back in from getting berries. Because I do get some berries from right down here. I shoot these guys down with the bow and arrow. And this is a quick little way back in. I do need to put a guard right there. So there will be a guard there soon. Alright, let's go back upstairs. We've already checked out everything on this end. Let's go over that way. First, I'm going to get some water because my character is getting really thirsty.
No lemon crime, but...
Alright, we have a couple of things left to look at. Plus this more underground area. So we have a basketball gymnasium, which that's what this is. Complete with concession stand outside. Which even has a pizza oven. So the pizza oven, soft drink refill. You have your different cooking stations, nacho cheese stations. This would be where your fire extinguisher goes on that rack right there. Your different prices would be up here. These guys work here, obviously. You come up, place your order, and then you go on in to watch the game. Yes, there is something down there. We will go check that out in a little bit. If you come in to watch the game, you have to stay socially distanced. Because when I made this, the pandemic was still, I mean, it's still going on, but they're starting to relax a bit. So I went with, that's a lot of chairs, by the way. It took me a while with all the ant parts. Putting the fans in the stands. We have the backups. Each team has 7 backups because, 12-man basketball team. Each coach, they both wear the same suit of armor just because, coaches show up. They're typically wearing suits and stuff, and at least some of the nicer stuff. The guys at the announcer tables, different ads or whatever could be right here. We have a scoreboard that doesn't have anything on it other than the sky right now, but that's okay. Then we have the players and the refs. We have the spider team, which there's 5 spider members. There's 5 on the bee team. So we have the spiders versus the bees. And then clovers are the referees. And I did, I sunk the sturdy wall into the ground to make the lines. And put the lights on the back of the basketball backboard up here. So when you take that shot, it will, if it's the last second, if you guys ever watched an NBA game where you take that final shot and the backboard, the edge of the backboard lights up red. Similar concept. It does get very dark in here in the middle of like the night or whatever, just because I didn't want to have too many of these hanging down because then it would kind of look like they got in the way. Once again, more stands, more fans. Before we go up there and check that out, we have the bathrooms. There are 4 of them. They're all the exact same. And there's 2 more right there. Now we have these 2 guards here because these are for like the owner's boxes. They have the table for drinks and finger sandwiches and stuff like that. A little bit of wall art. And then the chairs. And yes, there is a set of lights right in the way, but yeah, whatever. You're watching the game. And it's the exact same thing on the other side. They're literally mirrored. Like I said, 2 more bathrooms and another owner's box with another guard. These boxes that kind of stick down, these 4, are more like the air conditioner units. And like I said, from here you can look up, you can see the owner's boxes. But these, that box, that one over there, this one and this one are actual, supposed to represent the air conditioning units that would be like on the roofs and stuff sticking down. Now, this also has a storage alleyway out the back. We'll get to what's over here next to me in just a second. So we have, when I was putting the stuff in here for storage, like extra chairs and stuff like that, they said, don't make it neat. Just put it in there. So that's why you see some of this stuff is thrown off a little bit. So if your OCD kind of kicks in, you're like, oh my God, he needs to fix that. It works. It's not supposed to be neat and perfect and clean. Now, the thing about this is there's something hidden in the back because one of my viewers and members, Spill Coffee, wanted to be my off-name brand shoe dealer. So we have a area in the back here for her. Like I said, their stuff is all kind of messy and just there. And then we have her little shoe area. She has different areas to store her off-name brand shoes. She can sit here, make her deal with whoever's sitting there. She has her guard, Weevil. She does have a weapon in case she needs it. if Johnny Law comes after her this way, this is how I found out that she could get away. This is how I found out this even worked, because I'd already had this built long before you could do this. And I was like, yeah, if she ever got in trouble, you know, with the law coming after her, she could escape. And then realize, oh, wow, you can actually go through there. Like, check that out. Let me do a time check. All right, it's 1900. It is getting a little dark, so I'm going to go ahead and pause the video, wait to sleep, and then once the day gets brighter, we'll keep going. All right, and now we're back. We got the whole sleep, eat, drink thing done. This area behind, on the other side of the basketball gymnasium right here, will be the workout area. It's a future addition to this area. As far as like a gym and lifting and all that kind of stuff, bicycles, that kind of thing, it'll go across the back here. This foundations will continue covering more and more of this area. There's a rock right over there, which is kind of like the stopping point, because on the other side of the rock is the 2 spiders and the stink bug that live in this area. So now we come over here to my mod Zazdog. He runs the Ladybug Head Cafe. His mascot, Loretta, I haven't seen her in a minute, is a ladybug that lives in this area back here. I don't see her. So we have Loretta the ladybug that lives over here. But this is his cafe. He's got, you know, your big tables, little tables, all the fancy lights. This is right when they gave us the curved roof, curved floors. So I made this cool looking little roof thing. It was actually, I made it before that, before we got the curved floors, and I went back and changed it. They work with it. They finally fixed my ability to put signs on the walls, so you know that works. You have your different coffees. You have your because it's a cafe. It does sell coffee and stuff. We have, what is it? Blonde, medium, dark roast. He wanted his workers to be in acorn armor. They have different prices up there on the wall. The wall kind of changes here because this is where you pick up your order. And of course, this is that part that lifts up so that the workers can get back there and do their thing. And then he has a storage area, including the guy who's back here rummaging for something, and a ladder that leads down to the soup kitchen. We'll do the soup kitchen a little bit later in this video. Excuse me, a little bit later in the video to show you guys what's all down there as well, because there's a lot more down below. My latest addition to this area, which I just completed not long ago, is a bowling alley. This is a bowling alley designed after an alley that I bowled in 20 years ago. So you walk in, first thing you have is your trophy racks on the left and the right. You have your front desk area where you pay for your bowling rentals. You got your shoe rentals to include, if you look in these baskets back here, shoes. Your shoe rental happens right back here. These guys, I still have to talk to Moobs, because Moobs is my manager for my bowling alley. Yes, the community manager. He's one of my mods. I gave him a mod so that he would stop getting timed out by the bot. Well, he still has a blue wrench, so he has a job, and he needs to tell me what he wants his people to wear. Behind that is where you get your bowling ball. And that's what these represent, and that's why there's one rock, sorry, pebblet in each, that's where the bowling ball is. So you come back here, grab your bowling ball, and go bowling. This is the concession stand where you get your nachos, hot dog, you know, adult beverages, like in beer or whatever, sodas, different things, beer coolers, nacho makers, different areas to cook in. I don't know why, but the game would not let me put walls right here, so I had to change the way this looked a little bit. Then somebody said, you got to make an arcade. Okay, we have an arcade. These are like the arcade video game machines. I really wish we still had the ability to put signs in them like we used to. We used to be able to put signs in them, and then I can make it look a little bit better. It would stand out more as what they were meant for. And then, of course, we have the basketball goals from, you sit there and you pop your coin in, quarter, whatever it is, and you shoot as many hoops. Try to score as much as you can. That's what these three are. I'll do the build video on this as well. So don't worry, it'll all happen. And of course, it's all kind of fenced off a little bit to keep, if you put, your kid goes in there to play, they're kind of trapped in the little area. Now we have the actual bowling alley itself. The top area up here, in between each pit, as they're called, is an area for people to sit here and watch and kind of cheer on their team. That's kind of what I remember. There was always tables up above for fans, friends, family, whatever, just to sit there and hang out and cheer you on. When I bowled in a league, there were 4-man teams, or four-person teams, each with their own scoreboard. When we get half vertical walls, I'm going to take this out, put in a half wall, and then on that half wall, I will put the computer screen. It'll be mounted like that. But this would just be a little too much because of I haven't used a full wall size. This is also like the ball return. because the ball would come up and onto the thing, and the teams could then pick up their ball and go roll. And there's 10 lanes, 5 pits, and they're all the exact same as this first one. And the lanes are denoted by the red, with the gutters being represented by the sturdy wall, as well as the foul line. To the pins, which are ant head totems. Now I'm going to duck underneath here. There's some lights in here. And then if you look up, you'll see the pin setter is the clay foundation. The sweep arm is the door frame, which would then come down, clear off the lane, and then reset back in the vertical position up out of the way. And at a distance, that door frame does tend to disappear. It kind of blends in beautifully with the background. It's quite nice. And of course, there's all kinds of signage and decorations and stuff like that. There is the behind the area for the staff to come back here, and extra pins in case they need it, ladders for whatever reason in case they need them, and a workbench for doing repairs and stuff such like that. And of course, I built this right up against the rock, so it got really close to being a pain, but it worked. And of course, employee entrance from the beautiful circular tower, which will also be linked in the video description, along with my other tower videos, for the people who live in the big giant clover base to come to work. Since I didn't have any more space for apartments for mods, they get to live up there in that big monster of a base up there. And yes, I'm still working on that. The world tour video will not happen until I finish with this thing over here. It'll take a while. So this is just from when I was building. That's all this is back here. I left the side of this open to get around it versus having to cut through the bowling alley. All right, and that is everything that you see above. So if I go into photo mode and zoom out, we have visited the base, the bar, the loom room, the apothecary, the salon, the smoke shacks, the motel, the basketball gymnasium, along with its storage alleyway, the cafe, and the bowling alley. Now there's this spot right here, which leads us down to the apartments. Because originally I started with 5 mods. So I built 5 apartments because that's all the space I had down there. And then as I added mods, I moved Miss Lulu on top of her apothecary and put a different mod and put Big Mama over here. And then I made Sammykins a mod and put her up there because she's my hotel manager, because that leaf is a hotel it's much nicer than this motel. There's a motel and a hotel. So the Ladybug Head apartments, I'm pretty sure it's something different because there's Ladybug Head Cafe. They really haven't given me a name for it. Come on down, you see the day's news. You have the front desk guys that check, make sure you're allowed to come in. You have your hot water heater area, so it provides hot water down there to those guys. Sitting area, complete with, I forget what these are supposed to be, but whatever, it works. So nice sitting area. And then we'll check out some of the different buildings we have up here. So we have the apartments. They're all the exact same. You come in, there's a kitchen. It looks a lot similar to Miss Lilu's, except these are a tad bit smaller. Sitting area to watch some TV. Elevated bed area. Closet mounted into the wall. And same thing, bathroom, toilet, sink, mirror, walk-in shower. Now, a lot of the mods did get to pick as far as what decoration they had. All of them have the no Brussels sprouts above in their kitchen. We don't do that because of the Brussels sprouts. And then one of the jobs we have is the security control center for Mr. Colossal. This is his area right here. You have to get past his bouncer who has, weapons and everything, because he has secured area. You have to have clearance to get in. You have the different guys who are sitting here monitoring all the different things around the world. You have his wall of monitors here, just to kind of anything new, update, kind of stuff like that. Then I was thinking, I was a fan of the Jetsons. This is a Spacey Sprocket inspired desk. And when I mentioned that to him, he's like, oh my God, that thing's awesome. And of course, his 4 most wanted, which are us. So I have his desk where he can kind of go around here. And if we ever get the ability to sit, we can sit. But yeah, this is the control center. I just had to wait to be able to do this one. I needed to be able to put these on the wall consistently. And they eventually did fix that for me. I was having an issue in my world, but they got it fixed. which is good. So we'll keep going down. Like I said, all the apartments are the same. So at this level, we have Robbie's apartment, my mad scientist, which is why there's fish and bird, because he loves the fish in my world for some weird reason. And same thing, kitchen, TV area, elevated bed, closet in the wall, bathroom, shower, all that kind of stuff. Somebody has a pet and they haven't paid their pet deposit. I think it's Zaz. This is Colossal. Colossal lives here and works directly above that. And then down here on the bottom level, we have Zaz Dog's apartment. Once again, they're the same. Grab some water. They each have a nice little balcony, which is lit up by these rather expensive lights. And then this one apartment is special. This apartment is special. This is Army Guy's apartment. It looks kind of the same. There you go in the bathroom. One, he saw me doing the spa style sprayers in the condominiums I'm working on, and he wanted that. After I get enough supplies, I would do that in the rest of the apartments as well. But you see there's a hole right here because he's my black market arms dealer. So we have his supply area. He has a guard. He has different weapons. He's currently low on stock, but that's okay. He has the different armors that he can sell. We then decided that he was going to sell moonshine. We built a still. I don't even know if I'll be able to do this in the build video when I try to do this area, but I'm going to do my best to get this to work. To get this built, because this is a still. That's why there's juice on one side, nice clear water or moonshine on the other side. I don't know if I can make this work again, but I'll do what I can to make it happen. Even complete with extra supplies for making the next batch or for heating up the current batch. I love it. Then he has his workbench area for when he's working on stuff, and if he needs to hide stuff, he can hide it back here. He has his little hiding spot. Now, coming down from that, we actually go to the actual arms dealer area, which you kind of, go through the hallway, come through the door that's supposed to be closed. He has different armors that he can sell, a repair tool for when people potentially damage things. He sells the moonshine under the counter. He has different things, bombs, ammo, masks, different weapons are up here. Then he has his ranges. He has his long range area, which can be denoted by you shoot the basketball goal and it will not break, which is good. I need to see something real quick. I need to get that built just to kind of make that floor level. And then of course you want to buy melee. This sign would say, please don't break the thing. And that's the repair tools for, to come fix it. No, we don't actually let people come in here and smack the crap out of it. The gnat here is for when the door swings open. It doesn't move for some reason. It's an issue, but it's kind of those the door chimes, doorbells. I don't mean like push the bell. I mean actual bell that hangs on the door. So when the door opens, it dings and he knows someone's coming in. He has his bouncer and guard dog. I use this area for storage down here. Then we go up into we have the hotel, we have the motel, we have the apartments, we have the motel, we have the condominiums. We have to have some slums. So we have slums. Now, that one you see is very special because it has that way down. The rest of them look like this. Bed, toilet, light. And from a distance, at first I was going to try and make the crenellations go away. Then I got back and looked at it, I was like, I really actually like the crenellations. One, they're kind of tricky to see, and two, they just kind of work. So I left them. And like I said, each one of them is like this. That's a very simple, cheap build. And then at the very top of the stairs is the soup kitchen. Remember that ladder I pointed out earlier? This is the ladder coming down from the cafe. Zaz also supplies the food for the soup kitchen, which gets warmed up and cooked right here. If it will let me target this thing. There we go. And that's why these guys are wearing acorn armor as well, because they help serve and take care of people. I don't know why that's up there. They're wearing the same armor as that because they all work for him. They, some signage, some positive signage. So that is the soup kitchen, which is just a simple table, couple of guys lifted up there, and the slums. When I do the build video for the slums, that will include the soup kitchen. So to have all those build videos going there soon. And then this just leads out the over here where the 2 bombardiers and a whole host of spiders live out over here. You can see we're on the rock wall. We're close to the red roses and that pylon wall. But that is the Crimson Keep. It took a long time to do all this. As you can see, it just took me a long time just doing the wall itself. Luckily, clay and pebbles respawn pretty quickly in the world. So that definitely helped out, especially once they started making pebbles respawn. That was kind of nice. And yes, you can climb up and through. Now, once I'm up there, I can't fall through it. I actually have to look down and grab a hold of the ladder, but you can climb up through and then walk over it. You won't fall in. Even though your character acts like it, it doesn't actually fall in. So that is a tour of the Crimson Keep. There is going to be additions to this. There will be a... Oh, look, there's Loretta. She's stuck on the floor. Great. That's just what I wanted. There will be an insurance building. One of my longtime viewers and members, Shira, recently passed her licensing tests to become a licensed insurance agent. So I will be working on a building for her as well soon. But hoping that in the next day or two we get the next public test server. Kind of wanted to stay up there, but whatever. I'm gonna put that building up here in this area. But one thing I did want to point out is that the distance between this tower, which is black base, and this tower, which is green base, is half of what it is from that tower to this tower. This base is ridiculously, has grown and at a ridiculous rate to a ridiculous proportion, just because they put a rock on my wall. They put a rock through my stairs. I got rid of their wall. And we'll pop that right there. Not to look at max. So I can back up and show you guys, a better aerial view, a little bit closer. This is the Crimson Keep. I will continue this foundations back over here and cover all of that and put some more buildings in here. I will put a building or two up here. So that is what we've got going so far in the Crimson Keep. It has taken me many, many hours. I think it was like 15 hours just on the bowling alley. I don't remember how many hours it was on this wall. It took a long time though. But if you guys like this content, would like to see more like it, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button, turn on the bell for notifications. You might be able to catch me in a live stream. And till the next video, you guys all have a good one.